Good evening, and welcome to tonight's unofficial cast of the Spy Party Competitive League Season 5. This is a copper match between ZeroDoom and NinjaFairy taking place just 2 weeks before the end of the season. And this is my co-caster, Paratroopa.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. So let's dive in and take a look at the stakes of this match. We are in the copper division here. And so if we sort the leaderboard properly by score, we have a match today between ZeroDoom, who is currently in 3rd place, and NinjaFairy, who is a little bit lower on the scoreboard. And so the stakes of this match are basically, as you can see, ZeroDoom is really close to the top. Currently, Max and Iggy have a score of 19. ZeroDoom has 17, which means if ZeroDoom gets a win here, he will earn himself 2 points and be officially tied for the top spot. And at that point, you can see over on the right here, the little U is for unknown. Those are the matches left to be played. So ZeroDoom has 2 unknowns, and Iggy and Max have just 1, which means that if ZeroDoom wins this match and gets up to 19, all 3 of those people at the top will have just 1 match left to play.
Yeah, so a couple people here hoping that NinjaFairy can play spoiler in this match, because there's a lot to be decided here.
Yeah, if ZeroDoom wins this match, then ZeroDoom's match versus Iggy, which is coming up on Sunday, will determine potentially who ties for first place with Max, assuming Max can also just get 1 more win. Max is going to be up against Human Kirby next week, and so, I mean, just based on the stats so far, Human Kirby having no wins yet, Max having 9 of them, well, only 6 with forfeits. We can assume it's a good chance that Max gets up to 21 points, and so ZeroDoom needs to win both of his remaining matches to tie, or Iggy needs to beat ZeroDoom on Sunday.
Yeah, so there's a good chance that ZeroDoom will need to win these matches, so it starts here.
Meanwhile, NinjaFairy just hoping to get a win here. NinjaFairy's had some pretty good results this season. You know, despite not having a win, a lot of these came really close. Took 4 points off of Max Edward Snacks, which is more than many people were able to do. Had a really close match against Quicklime.
Pretty close call in a couple of cases there, yeah.
Close against Alexer as well, a tie against Human Kirby. So NinjaFairy is definitely capable of giving us a close match here. Definitely not anything ZeroDoom could even consider as being a win to take for granted at all.
For sure.
And so while we're waiting for the draft to get started, not sure if NinjaFairy is here yet. It looks like ZeroDoom is practicing against someone else. Let me confirm. I did get the right time for this match. That is correct, right?
I think so. That's what I have on the calendar.
It does say 9:30. Okay, so it might be that NinjaFairy's running a little late. Gives us some time to check out some stats here. So ZeroDoom, this is ZeroDoom's 2nd SCL season. Overall, stats are looking relatively average compared to the rest of the division. Meanwhile, NinjaFairy has some interesting stats here. Go ahead. Oh, were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard something.
I was pulling up the stats for myself here.
Yeah, and so with NinjaFairy, and we were just talking about this yesterday, T-Flame was casting NinjaFairy's match versus Calvin, and the thing that immediately stood out to me is this low civilian shot rate as Spy. You know, if you look at the bar, the Spy shot rate is higher than average, which, you know, isn't what you want as a Spy, but the civilian shot rate being so low basically means that NinjaFairy either completes missions or gets shot. They don't seem to be someone who plays slow and hopes that a civilian gets shot, and they don't seem to be someone who times out, which means we can look forward to NinjaFairy always going for missions here, and potentially doing so in an exciting way. When I see Spy shot, that makes me think that NinjaFairy might sometimes play a little bit aggressive or do some hard tells for us, which should be kind of exciting to watch.
Yeah, that's interesting because the other side of the spy shot bar being so high is that you also have mission wins being above average, which is pretty exciting. So I think we should see some fun games here.
And in terms of picks, I think the most likely thing that we can expect to see tonight is Courtyard. If you look here, ZeroDoom picks Courtyard more than any map except for Gallery, and NinjaFairy picks Courtyard absolutely the most.
Mm-hmm. Very likely that one of them will pick Courtyard.
Which is something you say about a lot of matches. That's where the term Courtyard Chicken comes from. I believe it originates from the idea that most players want Courtyard to be part of the set because it's something they feel comfortable with. It's something they can get easy sniper wins on. So both players want it, but no one wants to use their pickup on it. And I think we're going to see something similar here. NinjaFairy does have rather low stats on Courtyard. 20% sniper win rate, 30% spy win rate.
Yeah, based on their stats, I would think that they would want to pick High Rise, but we might see that as a ban if ZeroDoom is counterplaying venues at all here.
Yeah, High Rise is NinjaFairy's best venue. They seem to be doing well on it. The sample size is, it's not the lowest. It's 10 games. That's 5 as each. That means they've won 4 out of their 5 spy games there.
Yeah, it's not a huge sample size, so we don't know who. I don't know who those were against off the top of my head.
I have it up.
Oh, they were against good players. Okay, so that's
They were
fine.
against good players. Quicklime is a veteran, been playing for years. Max is at the top of the division. That could have been the loss, but I'm not sure about it.
Hard to say.
But if I was NinjaFairy, I would maybe pick High Rise. Looks like they've picked it a few times, so this could be a good time to do it. Interesting stat I noticed, Ballroom, NinjaFairy currently sitting at 0%. And ZeroDoom, 7 sniper games approximately, and only a 29% sniper win rate, which is below average.
Wow.
Though he does pick Ballroom a decent amount, so if that's something we see tonight, it could lead to some interesting plays since maybe neither player feels super comfortable there.
It's interesting to note that also ZeroDoom has a lot of games on High Rise, but only middling stats on it, like not super great, so...
Alright, and
That's
I'm getting a
interesting.
draft code, so I'm going to get that open
Alright.
here. Looks like we're still waiting for both players to enter the rooms, so we can keep looking at some of these stats. The other thing I'm predicting tonight, ZeroDoom constantly bans Balcony, but they also ban Taeyan. I think they've started to do that recently, and NinjaFairy bans Balcony almost every single time. So it's not what I like to see, but I'm thinking we're probably just going to get very, very standard bans of Balcony or Taeyan here, and if we don't, it means that someone is doing a counter ban, which is really exciting.
Yes. Well, NinjaFairy does have a 100% win rate on Terran based on 2 games, so...
Yeah, and Taeyan is a map that you might want to pick if you're the underdog going into a match, because it's sort of a map where anything can happen. You might be able to pick up spy wins there that you might not be able to on others. But of course, the trade-off is you still have to win as sniper if you want to get a lead.
That's very true. Taeyan can be a little bit more of a swingy map, I think. It can result in some unpredictable results.
Yeah, the other map you pick if you want something swingy can sometimes be Balcony, but it looks like NinjaFairy's not going to do that. And the pub ban makes sense. They don't have very high stats on pub either. NinjaFairy does pick Modern a decent amount, and we just saw NinjaFairy play Modern against Calvin last night. And as this 17% spy win rate might suggest, it seems to be a map where they have trouble with pacing, maybe struggling to get all the missions done in time.
That's not surprising. Modern is definitely the... Or at least I think it's pretty sure... I'm pretty sure it's the lowest spy rate in SCL5 right now.
Yeah.
It's a really tough map to win on spy because there's just so little time. And that will play interesting with NinjaFairy's tendency to finish missions. Or prefer to adopt that strategy as opposed to framing.
Yeah, and it seemed like it wasn't necessarily just pacing issues, it's also maybe issues with picking your spots. That's something harder to do on Modern than most maps as a spy too, because there isn't really going to be a lot of cover. the sniper can kind of always see everything at all times. And so if we do see Modern tonight, I'll be curious to see if NinjaFairy can maybe switch things around from how it went last night and maybe evaluate what went wrong and how to do better there in terms of pacing and picking the right spots to do missions.
Yeah, Modern is it's also tough because you have so little time that you don't really have the opportunity to pick your spots. You sometimes just have to take what comes to you whenever you can get it because you don't have a lot of time to do any kind of power idling or waiting for the ambassador to be in exactly the right spot. Sometimes you just have to go for it.
Yeah, and so if we do see Courtyard tonight, the other thing I'm interested in seeing is ZeroDoom has a really high spy win rate. And so NinjaFairy's sniper win rate on Courtyard is pretty low, but if someone has 69% spy win rate on Courtyard over 33 games, that is well above average. That's well above what you would expect for Courtyard. So I'll be curious to see what sort of strategies ZeroDoom uses there.
Yeah, that's very impressive. A 69% spy rate on Courtyard. Because we think of Courtyard as being a sniper favored map, but I'm really not so sure. I've seen quite a few spy wins on that map lately.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing here is NinjaFairy's timeout rate as sniper. That is well above average, and it's an interesting stat because you can't get it on your own. The only way you can get a high timeout rate as sniper is if your spies actually allow you to win that way.
That's very true. That is a very high timeout rate. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a low sample size, but still you don't expect to see something like that because that means your spies are timing out and you're, not shooting anyone, which, it's hard for us to analyze if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It could mean tentative sniper gets lucky that spies are timing out on them, or it could just mean that NinjaFairy is someone who doesn't shoot unless they're sure about it.
It might also be a factor of what maps they play. Like, for instance, Modern. Anecdotally speaking, I feel like timeout wins are more common on Modern because it's easier to hold your shot.
And we're getting our first picks and bans in, and it looks like we're getting a little spicy here. ZeroDoom foregoing the usual bans on Taeyen or Balcony and doing exactly what we thought might happen and banning High Rise because it seems to be one of NinjaFairy's best maps.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. When you've got a map selection there from Ninja where their stats favor one map so high, then you might as well just take it out of consideration.
Yeah, now we're going to see if NinjaFairy just goes with the standard Balcony ban or maybe bans something like Pub or Ballroom, which they don't seem to be doing well at. Could even ban Courtyard if you want to deny the other person something that they thought they would, be able to get.
That's very possible. In my opinion, you want to ban the map that favors your opponent over you the most, not just the one you're least comfortable with. Because if you're not comfortable with a map, but they're not super comfortable with it either, then you don't need to ban it. But we do see this Balcony ban in any case.
And we get a Ballroom pick from ZeroDoom, which is something I was curious was going to happen because as we were saying, ZeroDoom's sniper win rate on Ballroom is 29%, and even as Spy, it's only 43%, which is still pretty good for Spy, but it's the sniper one I'm curious about. But NinjaFairy is at 0% on Ballroom right now, so it looks like ZeroDoom cares less about his own Ballroom stats and more about picking it because he thinks NinjaFairy won't be able to get a win there if the trend
Maybe.
keeps up.
It's based on it's not based on very many games on NinjaFairy's part, so there's a possibility that stat is very deceiving. And Ballroom can also be a very swinging map, much like Tank, where spies are a little bit more easily able to complete missions.
And so we have NinjaFairy's first double pick, which is going to be Gallery, any 4 of 8.
All right. So we got the four of 8s going here.
And ZeroDoom is picking Aquarium.
Oh, I like it. I always love to see Aquarium.
I like it, and it looks like ZeroDoom has been picking Aquarium a decent amount since it was released and has so far a 67% spy win rate. I'm assuming that's just from 3 games, but still, the fact that he's picking it when it's only been released, just a couple weeks ago implies that it's something he feels pretty good about. yeah, sorry if I wasn't clear. ZeroDoom has chosen Aquarium a few times, and ZeroDoom has 6 games played on Aquarium in SCL so far. And NinjaFairy with a surprise move, picking Tien.
Oh boy. I love to see I hope we get to see a close match here because I want to see Aquarium and Tan. I just love seeing those maps played, the new maps.
Yeah, and NinjaFairy has actually chosen Tien twice already, and they've never banned it. So maybe it's not as much of a surprise as I thought. They do ban Balcony, but it's ZeroDoom who usually bans Tien. So NinjaFairy looking to get an edge there.
Is that all of the 4 of 8 maps?
There should be one more. Oh wait, no, there isn't, because Courtyard is a 4 of 7.
4 of 7.
Yeah, it's all 4 of 8 maps tonight.
Alright, we got 4 of 8 party. Let's do it.
And with that, we'll be heading into the first game. ZeroDoom won the coin flip and chose to spy first, which means the first sniper will be NinjaFairy. So the ballroom definitely excites me because neither player seems to have good stats here, and I don't know, I think that makes for interesting matches because we might be seeing some moves which might not be the most optimal, but are the most exciting to watch.
Yeah, we've got a lot of maps here that are a little bit more spy favored than most maps. Ballroom is definitely known as a 50-50 kind of map. Aquarium has definitely been tough for snipers so far, haven't adjusted to all the shark strats. Tan, of course, is so crowded and the Shoji's get in the way. That's very tough for sniper. And even Gallery can be probably the most sniper favored map of all of these.
All right, and we have the first game beginning. Are you ready?
Just a moment. Okay, I'm good.
3, 2, 1, play in it.
Alright, so ZeroDoom on Irish here, going over to Windows and just checking out the party. The seduction target's over at statues right now.
Yeah, we just
might try to meet them.
We walked really close to the ambassador there, but I don't think it looked like a bug path. Unfortunately, the seduction target isn't staying in one place for long. We can join them here at the shelf.
Meet them at books.
Yeah, if they leave with the book, we wouldn't get it, but luckily they're staying, and we get a 51% flirt. Nice start.
That's a nice start there.
Are we going to do a microfilm while we're here? Are we going to take the book, or are we just going to get the flirt and leave?
If the sniper's angle is wrong, the microfilm would be really nice here, because there's quite a bit of people on that side of the party, but I think not taking it is perfectly fine.
Yeah, the ambassador was there as well, so it could be somewhere the sniper was looking, so probably a good call from ZeroDoom not to do it, but immediately going to pick up the highlight for statues. Do you think it's a good idea to get that highlight so early on this map?
I'm not sure. I'm a little surprised that they went for a side statue as well. Although they got a red test on one of the inspects, so might not have been able to finish those centers. They went to center anyway.
And we're able to enter right next to our seduction target, really hoping for a green flirt here to get it all the way up to 100%. That would open up so many options. We wouldn't have to worry about returning for the rest of the match, but we only hit 34.
Only get the white test.
Toby's offering us a drink, but we're not going to take a purloin here. It's still good to have the flirt at this percent because you don't really have to worry about it so much because, you know, wherever the seduction target is later, you can enter even across the circle from them and you'll finish it.
Yeah, we're going to finish our inspects off right now and sort of dare the sniper to assume that the first person to finish inspects has to be the spy. Oh, we go for a swap as well.
Wow, that's a bold move. You're already very much noticed there because you were doing your second inspects, but it looks like NinjaFairy isn't rotating to see it.
Oh, wow, we go for the purloin and the seduce at the same time here, and I just don't think that NinjaFairy is on this. I was going to say that that swap was such a questionable swap because all 3 of those statues were head statues, so it should have been very noticeable when one of them suddenly became a bird. But NinjaFairy just doesn't seem like they're on top of that, and that was a nice rush by ZeroDoom.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that NinjaFairy never looked over to see the swap there, especially since Irish was finishing inspects. And just like a really bold move to do the purloin there. It was a
Yeah,
silent game. That's true.
it was. That's very nice. Yeah, it just seemed like those inspects were just kind of, like I said, just daring the sniper to assume that you were going to be finished by that time.
And I'm getting a message, game ended prematurely, maybe some sort of technical issue happening, so we'll just stand by as that happens. Alright, looks like it's back up now. And why do you think the purloin wasn't seen? I was sort of distracted by the statue at the time, trying to see if NinjaFairy was going to rotate over, but was there any reaction to the guest list being gone either?
It didn't really seem like it. I mean, it was a pretty crowded party at that point, so it wasn't easy to see the list, but they weren't even really zoomed in looking at it, it looked to me. It just kind of seemed like they weren't watching for it.
Yeah, and I think that maybe shows us why NinjaFairy's stats on Ballroom are so low. It could indicate that NinjaFairy just isn't comfortable with the map and wasn't necessarily sure what to be looking at which time, and also maybe not comfortable making a decision on, hey, is this party goer who went to statues twice the spy? Would the spy do that? Would they do 2 visits so close together or not?
Ballroom could be a really tough map to parse because it's so crowded and chaotic in that small space. I find Purloin very hard to track on Ballroom personally. It's often difficult to see the list either because the crowd's blocking it or the angle's just not good. So it wasn't very easy to see as a sniper, even if they were zoomed in, I don't think.
Yeah, and if you're having these problems on Ballroom, what's it going to be like when you get to Taeyen, which was your own pick, but is also very crowded?
Yeah, that's true.
All right, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
3,
Yes.
2, 1, play in it.
Alright, so we got NinjaFairy AI controlled here. Just leaving it, just in this innocent conversation.
And it looks like NinjaFairy is going to make the same move, picking up an early highlight for statues, but we are able to get a flirt off. It's not a 33, which we would get, I believe, if we were right next to them, but it's something, but is it worth the highlight?
Very rare and interesting to see a flirt from across statues like that, from side to side statues. I probably wouldn't suspect a flirt pairing with small men there, but it's unlikely that ZeroDoom would even be watching for it anyway. So it's a little bit questionable.
The
but we did get
ambassador
some
is entering
specs.
right next to us. Are we going to go for a bug here? We're doing a banana bread, and that could be a perfect time to cover up a bug while the sniper is getting their lowlights. Will NinjaFairy do it? Oh, it's a walking bug instead.
There it is. There it is. Beautiful. The sniper did not see that. That was off camera. They were still busy getting lowlights. That was a really, really well-timed bug by NinjaFairy. It may still be suspected, but it was definitely not seen.
Yeah, I was expecting a standing bug. A walking one is particularly interesting. I'm assuming NinjaFairy thought that maybe a lean would be more visible than just walking to the window. Though walking to the window there, leaving from that spot next to the ambassador and just walking to the window right next to them does look like a bug path.
A little bit. They didn't even really see the leave, though, so it's very hard to say that ZeroDoom necessarily suspects this or not.
Yeah, I mean, the
I can't
idea
really say.
with a bug like that after the banana bread is they're not going to be watching anyway, so even if the walking bug was less than ideal, you're hopefully still getting the same effect of they were busy lowlighting, they didn't see it.
Yeah. So now we got this green seduce, which is really going to help us out. We really needed a green. It's going to bring us up to 73%, and now just a normal white flirt will get us the seduce done.
Yeah, and even if ZeroDoom is flirt tracking, we were one statue away with a gap from Smallman at the start. We're not right next to him here. I would say even if your sniper was a flirt tracker, they probably would not be noticing this flirt at all.
I don't think I would suspect a Bond-Smallman pairing right now. The real trick is going to be finding this fourth mission. I mean, Inspect is the obvious choice, but you know, if you go to do your finish your inspects here in the last minute of Ballroom, that may draw a shot. I don't think ZeroDoom has a lot of strong suspects at the moment. Inspects could be scary.
Yeah, and the banana bread luckily didn't give off too many lowlights, so maybe if we go for Inspect, ZeroDoom just won't feel confident enough about it, but we're going to this bookshelf instead.
We're going to return the book here. I don't know if this is going to lose any heat or not. Returning this book innocently.
And it looks like we're just going to go in for the inspect. Which statue are we going to choose? We're going to choose a side one, and we just get shot!
I was a little bit worried about that. Just the timing of the inspects felt very suspicious, and there weren't a lot of inspects in that party. Unfortunately, that's really unfortunate because that bug was really great, but the party just didn't shake out that well for NinjaFairy. There weren't a lot of high suspects.
All right, ready? And
hold on just a second. Okay, good.
3, 2, 1, play in it.
Alright, so ZeroDoom pulling the same trick they did in their first match, going to blue books to flirt with their seduction target. Or it's really more like the seduction target pulled the same trick by going to blue books at the start.
Yeah, this time the ambassador's on the other side from us, so we could go for a microfilm on sniper view here, seeing if it happens, and it does.
Here it is.
The head tilt was a little bit visible.
Test. Oh, the red test microfilm, but I don't think it was seen. From the sniper's angle, there were quite a few people in front there. It was visible, but if you're not looking at it, then it would have been really hard to see. Even the red test. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do a red test. So I don't know if I know what I was looking at, if it happened.
I was on the sniper view there because I was trying to see if it happened, if the sniper would be able to see it. They didn't see the beginning of the animation, but a lot of it was visible.
We've got a green purloin pending here. The SDA takes it. I have a feeling that NinjaFairy should be able to see this, but they haven't looked at the list. They haven't looked at the trend. I'm not sure they see that it's gone.
No, I mean, it was timed with the banana bread. If it wasn't an SDA taking it, it could look like Pearls did the banana bread to cover up her own purloin. But as of now, it just looks like NinjaFairy isn't sure who did it. ZeroDoom might just be a suspect for being in the conversation.
Pearls is an SDA. We do see the list is gone now, I think. But Wheels took a drink right after Pearls, the SDA, took a drink. So there's a good chance that we're going to suspect Wheels if we even remember who was there. Just, unfortunately, seeing that list a little bit late, I think. But I do think that NinjaFairy is aware of it now.
Yeah, and I mean, Wheels could be the top suspect, but ZeroDoom was in the conversation where it disappeared and does have a drink, so I agree with you that it seems like NinjaFairy was a little bit late on it, but General could still be a suspect here, even if not the top one.
It is possible, because General was in that conversation relatively obviously.
Ooh, bugging the ambassador there.
That was one hell of a wrong arm bug with the drink in her hand.
And we walked right through the circle, didn't we?
The path was so, oh no, 99% on the seduce. I don't think this is going to matter. We're still going to be able to finish off this seduce. I don't think, if we haven't been shot yet, then we're fine.
Yeah, well, wait, here's a question. Why not, instead of finishing with seduce, why don't we just go microfilm, right?
Right. No, it's easy.
Yeah, that bug looked really bold, but there was just no reaction from NinjaFairy. I'm not sure it was noticed.
The bug itself was not visible. There we go. There's the Wheels shot.
Wheels
I called it.
Yeah.
I called it.
Wheels is the one who took the list. Wheels got shot, and
yeah,
this is where... Go ahead.
That's a completely understandable shot, in my opinion. Based on when NinjaFairy saw the list taken, Wheels was definitely the most suspicious purloiner at that moment. So, totally understand. Just caught the purloin like a few seconds too late because the SDA took it.
Yeah, it's an understandable shot, and some people would say it's good timing because you shot at around the time the spy was finished, and then other people, Bear, would say that it's not good timing because you were shooting Wheels completely coincidentally during mission win
Basically
countdown.
For no reason, unfortunately. Wheels did have the real banana bread possibility as well as purloin, but hadn't really done anything else. Still, I get it, though.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play in it.
I still have to say, I have to finish by saying that the bug path was so questionable. He walked through 2 different conversation circles to do it, but he had the drink in that hand, which I think made it really hard to assume that he bugged there. It was a really good wrong arm bug. So anyway, now we've got NinjaFairy on teal, stepping in for our first seduce to get the 51%. That's a really nice start. especially the seduction target walking away right as we do it.
We're being offered a drink, and we take an innocent drink. That can be a good way to
Ooh.
lose suspicion against some snipers. Most spies just don't take innocent drinks very often. I don't think it's in the meta right now very much.
Yeah, I sort of like the innocuous start here.
Yeah, and
Sometimes it's nice on Ballroom to let some other people pick up statues first and just let some other suspects start with some other suspects.
Yeah, there's a banana bread coming off. We're getting 2 lowlights. Not sure if Queen could have split. We seem a little confused about it.
I don't think Pearls was a valid lowlight. I think she was in conversation when that happened. Fortunately, happens to be a correct lowlight.
Yeah.
And our second flirt, it's only a white, unfortunately. Green would have done it there, but a white gets us up to 84.
It's good. Now I'm just wondering what NinjaFairy's going to do after this.
I'm curious about this highlight on Queen, because I think Queen was out of conversation for the BB.
Yeah, Queen is the one that I was saying it looked like ZeroDoom was a little bit unsure about, and so we're sipping our drink and going to center statues here. That's a good way to elevate your suspicion if you lost any for the drink.
It certainly is. I do like going to center statues instead of side statues here, though.
Yeah, this is something I've been wondering a lot about, because the fact is, a sniper is going to credit you for completion of inspects, whether you do 2 visits or 1, so in a lot of cases, it might just be better to do 1. And that's when you get the sort of, what is it? YFOM, wine in front of me thing, of like, since the spy is more likely to do center for that reason, it's more suspicious, but they could be doing 2 side visits anyway, so you kind of have to treat both of them similarly as a sniper.
I really like NinjaFairy catching up their seduction target at this conversation circle here. They were the only 2 there, so I don't think that... Oh wait, Texas there too, he's just low lit. I don't think NinjaFairy's quick talk is as suspicious, considering there were fewer people in that conversation.
What are we do? Oh, we were going for the briefcase, and we canceled when Boots picked it up. Against a behavioral sniper, you could maybe look good for that, but you didn't even bend down and jerk away.
That looked pretty good to me. I like that redirect to green books. Not the closest spot to redirect to, so that looked more AI-like to me. But we still need to get a mission done here. It's probably going to need to be either could bug here. Could bug! Yeah, there's the bug. I don't know if this was seen. I think it might be suspected, because we're standing right next to the ambassador right now.
But no shot comes off, and NinjaFairy takes their first point and avoids the shutout on Ballroom.
Excellent. Takes their first win on Ballroom in SCL5. That was a really good bug timing. The ambassador, they just weren't very visible back there. It was pretty crowded at the moment, and there was a lot of movement, and just really picked a good spot to do the bug there.
Yeah, that was a really impressive game from NinjaFairy.
2 really good bugs by NinjaFairy on this crowded Ballroom. So I'm curious to see if they can pull off more bugs, because we're going to see some more crowded maps here in this set. Gallery is a really good example of a very crowded map, where knowing where the sniper is looking, you can get some good bugs off. Knowing where the sniper's looking and also knowing where they can't see at the current moment.
All right. We're starting right near the ambassador. 3.
Hold on just a second. Hold on. Okay, good.
Let's see if we get a chaos bug in 3, 2, 1. Play in it. Nope.
No, ZeroDoom's not going for it. I love chaos bugs, but no. I do love chaos bugs, but they're very, very scary to do.
And it looks like we tried to get a first flirt, but she left. That's not good. Not on Gallery, where it can be really hard to chase your seduction target down. If you want to get that first flirt, you have to follow her all the way outside right now, and that's going to take you... What is it? Does anyone know the timing on this? Let's count it.
I don't know. That took like 6 seconds for Boots to walk outside, at least.
Yeah, so we left the conversation circle at 3:09, and by the time we make it here... Oh, are we going to bug right next to the ambassador here? Yeah, it looks like it takes about 10 seconds to get outside.
Either that or we're going for the contact, which we get. The other SDA is also in conversation, so this is a pretty decent BB, but there were a lot of people on the move, sadly.
Yeah, and the problem is now we still haven't started our flirt, and so we have only 2.5 minutes to get probably 3 flirts done. We need to get out of that conversation. We do a little 360, not seen. We're
That's
walking
okay.
right by the
You're
ambassador, but we don't
careful.
take a bug. The sniper angle was zoomed in. Might not have seen it if we did, but definitely a smart move
I,
for ZeroDoom not to try
I
it there.
think the bug might have worked, but that would have been very risky, so I agree with not taking the bug. You're going to get spots on gallery to take the bug, I think.
And so that green shelf, that's the spot that you want to be at to not be seen at the shelf if the conversation is full. But the conversation wasn't, and we got a bug here as the ambassador walked right by us.
There it is. Yeah, that was beautiful. I don't think that was seen at all.
No, and we had a book in our hand too, which makes it even harder to get a bug off there.
Yeah, the bug arm was basically invisible by the sniper's angle. That was a really nice bug.
And, oh, zooming in strangely behind the tree. And the problem is, we still don't have any flirt progress. And
I think that Seduce is off the table at this point.
it really is, and we're returning the book to where it came from, not risking putting it in the other shelf. But with only over a minute left, that might not be the right move here. I mean, it might be. You might get shot for putting it in blue, and that's the scary part.
Yeah, the direct transfer is, to me, one of the hardest things to tell whether or not you'll be shot for it. Every time I do it, I'm just like, okay, there's like a 50-50 chance I get shot, or it just wasn't noticed at all. And it's really hard to know either way. We are still... No, we're not going to go for the Seduce. I thought we might meet them at bookshelves.
I was about to say the same thing, yeah, but we're not. Instead, we're doing a purloin. It is a white test. The tray is visible the moment later, but now it's not visible. It's behind Salmon. Now it's visible. Is there going to be a reaction from NinjaFairy here? You have to see that the list is gone. You're zooming in on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like NinjaFairy's been very vulnerable to these purloins.
And ZeroDoom's going to... Oh! Dub!
Shoot Damon. I think we meant to shoot Rocker there, but Damon takes the bullet.
And it looks like ZeroDoom was going to go for a swap finish there. Not the best character for it, but it was the only option left when you just couldn't seduce at that point and had turned down the microfilm.
That's unfortunate. Just really, NinjaFairy just didn't know that ZeroDoom was having some seduce problems there. I think we shot Rocker because Rocker was next to us for that purloin, so she was a possible... purloin taker. And really, Twin hadn't done that much at this point, so the shot is understandable.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen the bug and you didn't know that Twin was the one who took the list, you don't really have any reason to be suspicious of him. So it makes sense, but it looks like something I'm noticing is that NinjaFairy just isn't necessarily as on top of the purloin as they should be here.
Yeah, and this is a good example of, I believe Rocker only had one inspect. I think they were highlight for that. But I don't think they had two inspects yet, and that's a good example of a time where you shouldn't shoot on gallery, because you want to wait to see if they actually finish those inspects at the end. Because if not, then it could be a spy who hasn't gotten as much progress, and they might need to do something desperate at the end, which you'll catch.
All right.
So if they had held their shot just a little bit longer, we might have seen the swap, but not to be.
3, 2, 1, play in it.
Oh boy, sorry is a bold choice on gallery, because Twin is one of the faster... Oh, we just see the bug.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. The sniper was zoomed right in on it when it happened. Or not zoomed in, but they were looking straight at it, and it was visible, and that's too bad.
I didn't see it. I was updating the scoreboard, and then the game was over before I could even look. And that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, that's how it goes when you go with a bug in the early game. Sometimes it just gets seen, and it's over. Just like that. So, the score's 5-1 now, I believe.
That is correct. 3, 2, 1, play in it. And wow, this is the third time that ZeroDoom is starting off with a flirt at the bookshelf with the seduction target, and we get to ask the same question.
At the blue bookshelf, no less, once again.
Is ZeroDoom going to do a microfilm here? And if he does, let's see if we can see it. No, we take the book instead.
I don't think that would have been a choice to do
Ooh,
an animation
bugging the
transfer
ambassador right as we
Oh.
came from the blue bookshelf around to this pad. It was a bug path, but the arm probably wasn't very visible with how crowded things are back there.
We've seen a lot of bugs in this set with the spy holding an object in one hand, which is really interesting.
Yeah, it's impressive. Sometimes if I see someone take a bug path, but I'm not sure if they bugged or not, and then I see they have something in their hand, I know that they could have bugged, but it's less likely. So if you're just thinking in terms of, statistics or how likely it is, I might not give them as much suspicion as if they were empty-handed.
Yeah. So we're in this innocent conversation.
We're doing
here.
the contact, and we have the list right behind
contact.
us, but Toby leaves. We weren't able to do the purloin in time, like ZeroDoom probably intended.
There are a lot of available lowlights on this banana bread. We should get techs. Yeah, we got techs. But also the people in this front conversation, we're actually mostly not in conversation yet. But I'm not sure if we were quite on top of that. There was a lot of movement in the front there. We just didn't get those lowlights, sadly. Oh, no, we did get... sorry, so that's good.
Oh, God,
yeah,
my bad. We're holding a book, so we can't purloin. Good. But I wonder if ZeroDoom forgot that as well. I mean, it just looked like it with the timing of doing a banana bread right while Toby is behind you.
Do the direct transfer. NinjaFairy, I don't think they're on this. But they did get those lowlights in the front conversation like I was talking about, so I was very happy about that.
Yeah, this party is very narrowed down. So ZeroDoom only needs to finish with a flirt, but if they do anything weird, like going to statues instead, that could not go very well.
Well, that's okay though, because hair is not a suspect, I don't think, in NinjaFairy's opinion. I don't think they saw the transfer. It didn't really look like to me like there was any sort of reaction or realization on their part.
No, and it looks like ZeroDoom might be doing that thing where you go for your first inspect so that the sniper thinks, alright, they've done inspects. If they're the spy, they're going to finish inspects. And so as long as you don't do the second set of inspects, you won't get shot, and then you win.
I think also that it's partial mission progress in case your selection target decides to bail on you like a jerk at paintings. Because that's what just happened. So we're really behind the 8-ball on Seduce right now.
That's true.
We might need to do an inspect finish.
Yeah, I mean, if we go follow him right now... Okay, see, he took the book out. If he didn't take the book out, you wouldn't think... Oh, wow, ZeroDoom's not even going to try it. He's going to go for second inspects. That's the only way you could get shot here.
I think NinjaFairy's thinking about this. Even though they don't know about the transfer, they don't know about the bug.
NinjaFairy, you don't have any other suspects. 2 inspects is suspicious. Is NinjaFairy going to shoot for it? No, shooting wheels. Or trying to shoot wheels, but didn't get there in time.
Good shot timing.
Good shot timing.
Yeah, sadly, that's why you do the microfilm before you do anything else. Because if you get away with it, then it's not even credited by the sniper, unless they see you at both books. But if they did, they probably shoot you anyway.
Yeah, and this is where you sort of have an interesting dilemma about, as sniper, do you trust yourself? Because if you feel that you had, the ambassador and the books on lockdown and you would know if someone did it, then you can say, all right, Hare's doing second statues, but I don't think she's done anything else, so I won't shoot. But if you're not confident in your ability to catch those other missions, you might have to make some harder choices. Because to shoot Hare there would be admitting that maybe she did a hard tell and you just missed it.
Yeah, that's what's interesting about that inspect finish, is that if you got away clean with the bug and the transfer, you weren't shot for either of those things, you have good reason to suspect that the sniper doesn't think you have mission progress, so they're much less likely to shoot you, even if you do 2 inspects quickly like that. That's definitely the right time to finish with an inspect finish, in my opinion.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play in it.
Of course, the seduction target was nicer. You wouldn't have even had to do the inspects, but what can you do? It's gallery. That happens.
Yeah, and I mean, that's something that I think a lot as sniper, which is why I was talking about it. If I see someone finishing inspects, I'm not going to shoot them unless I think they've done a hard tell. And if they got the hard tell by me, that's when they won, not when I let them finish inspects,
Exactly, yeah. So we're going to get our first flirt here, which, as we know on gallery, is really important to get that as soon as possible.
And it looks like NinjaFairy's playing a little bit aggressive here, getting the first flirt and immediately leaving. Doesn't want to risk failing at mission progress and is not going to time her flirt. And we're seeing fingerprints for maybe the first time this set.
The ambassador take out this book, and I'm not sure if
You have to
NinjaFairy
stop.
realizes.
You have to stop,
Whoa, you have to
NinjaFairy.
stop way sooner than this. I don't know if they knew that the Ambe was doing that.
Oh god, and became a third
Oh,
at
that
bookshelf
bug.
as well,
Oh.
and bugged
I
on
don't
the
think
way in.
I don't think it was seen, but I think it's highly suspected by ZeroDoom. I think they think that this was a bug path for sure.
I mean, it's a
They
bug
might
path.
also suspect
2 fingerprints.
There were a lot of reasons to shoot Salmon there, and all of them were good reasons. That briefcase return the stop was way too late. Then there was a bug path, which I don't think the bug was seen, but I think the path was suspected. Then there were 3 at bookshelves, there's a very tight quarters there, and then you get that second fingerprint off the green books. It was aggressive, unfortunately, and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the death. God, what's the word? The death mark, the death something. The thing that ensured NinjaFairy's death was that the briefcase return was just not correct. You needed to stop a lot earlier.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just not sure if they. I don't know. I mean, you should be able to see the Ambas, that book's there, so you should stop a lot sooner, but I'm just not sure. Maybe they just had a little bit of a brain fart there.
Yeah, I mean, NinjaFairy is probably under a considerable amount of stress and pressure to get a win there to avoid immediately losing the set, so it's understandable.
Yeah. And it's sad that we don't get to see Aquarium or Tan. I was really excited for those, but we got a 7-1 finish.
Yeah, and so we'll just check in with our players, see if either of them want to join us for a post-game interview. The match is over, correct? Yes.
Yes, the match is over.
And so with that, while we wait to see, we will award the winner medal to ZeroDoom, 7-1. ZeroDoom does say that he'll join us for an interview, so
Okay.
we can start taking a look at some of the replays. I'll get the first game open, and if you could maybe get the second game open and look for moments there and so on,
Yeah,
so we
sure.
can be efficient. God, am I the only one who gets so confused by the dates whenever I open my replay folder? I just never know what year it is. Questions from chat? Yeah, we can take questions from chat. We'll just, let's head on over to headquarters. Oh, I think Para's ahead of me. Para already left. Oh no, he didn't. There he is.
I'm still here.
Let's head on over to headquarters in the Discord server. And wait for ZeroDoom to join us. And just gonna casting mode off. And yeah, so as Calvin is saying, there's a 3-way tie in Copper now. So
That's going to be a really exciting finish.
yeah, so Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m. EDT is oh, whoops, I didn't have that up. My bad. There's the winner medal. There's the final score. And so yeah, Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. EDT is Iggy versus ZeroDoom, and that will basically decide who reaches first place, possibly a tie for first place with Max. So that's a really, really exciting one, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. And so let's see, what do we want to ask ZeroDoom about the first game when he gets here? Well, maybe not so much what to ask, but I do want to take a look at this Purloin here, and let's take a look at when the swap happened. I want to see if NinjaFairy's angle ever really caught it.
Yeah, there was a lot that happened in a short amount of time there that we weren't able to really cover.
And so here's when the swap happens. It's not visible on screen, blocked by the pillar. We do rotate back over, but we're just not looking for it. And this is when the purloin happens, and there's just not really much of a reaction. Ooh. Hello? Is there a train?
Hello, sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
I didn't know you were playing Spy Party on a train.
I am outside on my back porch.
Oh, that sounds nice.
That's alright. Well, congratulations on the win. How are you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, those games went pretty much how I expected. I was a little unhappy with the ballroom game that I lost, mainly just because I was like 99% sure it was teal, and then at the end I was like, oh man, I should have shot.
Sure, let's take a look at that. Is that the second ballroom game?
Fourth.
Fourth ball. Oh, well, let's go in order then, actually. So in the first one, I don't think I had any questions. Do we have anything in the second game, Para?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Sure, so I'll take a look at it. So the second game was NinjaFairy's first game as Spy as Disney. This is a question that I want to ask. So this is the game where NinjaFairy, as Disney, did the walking bug to the ambassador right after the banana bread at about 2:39. ZeroDoom, did you see this bug or did you suspect it in any way?
Banana bread. I'm watching the stream to see where that happens. Yeah, I suspected that the movement really I wasn't thrilled about in that one, but I did not see the bug. I don't think I was looking at it when it was happening. I was busy checking the list, low lighting, things like that. But I saw the movement and wasn't thrilled about that, so I kind of assumed a bug happened at that point.
Yeah, we weren't thrilled about it either. We thought that NinjaFairy might have been better off just doing a standing bug with a lean. And would you say that maybe you wouldn't have suspected it as much if they had just done that?
I completely agree with that. If they just did a standing bug, probably wouldn't have noticed it nearly as much.
But you do eventually shoot them. It seems just for finishing inspects. Was that just because of the suspicion from the bug and finishing inspects?
I saw a couple animation breaks when leaving conversations. He was Disney, and he left conversation I think twice with his arms crossed. I didn't quite want to shoot for that because I didn't think he was quite done yet. And then as soon as he hit statues, I was like, nope, I'm going to shoot. There was also, I believe, a really long bookcase visit, but my bookcase etiquette is pretty weak. So that was just when I saw him at bookcase for that long, I was like, that just feels too long.
Yeah, here's one of those leaves where the arms were crossed and Disney just leaves conversation. It's right in the middle of the screen, so I can see why you would have seen that. And so in our third game, you were Spy as General. And God, this is the one where you reached 99% flirt, but you did get a really good
That's
bug
right.
off if I remember correctly. Let's take a look at that.
This is the one where he did the path with General, where he goes through 2 conversation circles. Then he gets the wrong arm bug with the drink.
Yeah, wow, I'm really impressed that you were able to get that wrong arm bug. I would have thought that the option of bug would never have come up when I just look at this path. It looks like the drink arm is always the one closest to the ambassador, and beyond that, it's just not visible at all, other than the fact that you're cutting through 2 conversations. Did you feel you were going to get away with that bug, or were you a little bit worried after that?
I was trying to go around the correct side of the amba there, but yeah, in order to get the bug to hit to start, I had to lean in a bit, and then I think I bumped the amba and it forced me through. So at that point, I was just like, well, let's just play along, and hopefully it worked.
Yeah, very well done, and that purloin wasn't suspected at all either. And so the fourth ballroom game, the one that you lost, let's remind ourselves how this happened. Teal is the spy and is winning by standing right next to the ambassador at the end and getting a bug. And so you said that you were maybe a little bit suspicious of Teal, but you didn't shoot her. Can you explain what happened?
She had some activity earlier. There was a short path from a CC into statues. I wasn't thrilled about. Um, that was kind of my main suspicion for her. There wasn't anyone else that I was as heavily suspicious on, but when the countdown, when the game started ending, I kind of had forgotten about her at that point. And actually, I believe she misses a pad there, and I didn't even notice that until the replay. And then I was like, I should have seen that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the end of the game, you have a lot going on, and unfortunately your angle was sort of blocking it with the pillar there, so it wasn't very easy to see. And what was the reason for... Oh, you said you were suspicious of someone else? Oh, no, you didn't. You said you were suspicious of Teal. So there was no chance of you taking a shot on anyone else here?
No, I don't think I was going to shoot anyone else. But yeah, that was one where at the end I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's who I thought it was. I should have paid more attention to her.
Yeah, and then this gallery game, we're just going to take a look at your bug here, which you did while you had a book in your arm. So let's look at it from your point of view first. The arm that comes out is the one facing the sniper, but does the sniper see it?
It's interesting because you're holding the book in a neutral position with both arms, so one arm kind of has to snap out, and then it holds at the side, and then it comes back in, so it's pretty visible.
Yeah,
But
it actually is quite visible, a lot more visible than I thought it was in the moment. The only good thing is that Duke sort of blocks it as he kind of takes a drink.
yeah, and just in general, there was a lot of movement at that moment too.
And so in this game, it was notable because you basically gave up on Flirt. And let's just track how that happened. You entered next to Boots here at the start at 3:25. She immediately leaves. You go outside as if you're following her, but she went to the window, so you couldn't join her. Instead, you went next to the ambassador. Were you considering doing a bug here?
No, I was really just trying to catch up with Buns there, and she just wasn't staying put for me. So yeah, kind of towards the end, or kind of after the second or third time, I had issues getting up with her. Actually, now looking at the replay, actually at that location there with the Amba, I absolutely was okay. Let's BB bug, but the Amba left, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was too bad. And so about what moment did you realize that Flirt was a lost cause and you would have to come up with another plan?
I want to say it was probably the third time I tried to get over to Buns. At that point, I was like, well, I'm just gonna try to come up with a different game plan. I think in this game, I went and I was grabbed a book and I was thinking about doing a microfilm. In the it didn't feel like a great time to try to wrong return. I didn't feel like I held the book or cleaned the book enough.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. The moment when you return the book to green, if you had returned it to blue at the same time, well, there were already two people at that shelf, and the ambassador was walking to the back of the venue, so you definitely would have been on screen for it, not a lot of cover. So I do think, looking at this, that you probably made the right call. If you had been at blue right here where I am on screen, the ambassador would have been right near you, and the sniper probably would have been watching.
Yeah, that was my thoughts. Amba was headed back. Toby was serving that back conversation. There's a lot of reason to be looking back at those books. So I was just like, let's just get rid of this book. At that point, I was, I think I was just deciding to, let's go swap. I think is at that point when I returned the book properly. I was like, I need to get 2 more missions. Let's just purloin swap.
Yeah, and if I recall, Damon got shot. It was probably an attempted shoot on Rocker, who had also taken a drink right after you purloined.
Right before, actually. Rocker was right next to Twin in the conversation circle, but on the right. So she took a drink, and then he purloined, and then...
Great, so...
and then NinjaFairy saw it, and I think suspected Rocker because Rocker had an inspect highlight.
So I'm just looking at the next game here. I don't have a question for you, NinjaFairy. Why did you shoot sorry? I just want to look at this bug. I didn't even get a chance to see it. It might have gone by very quickly. Yeah, I can see it. I can see the lean. All right, next. And so our next game, let's take a look at the bug you got here. So this one was interesting. There was a bug path noticeable. We're going to bug the ambassador as we walk by them right here. But as I suspected when I was initially watching it, the arm is just not visible. I don't know if there's really any way to know that Hare did a bug there. Maybe some experts would disagree. Even if I zoom in as much as possible, I just don't see any arm movement. The only thing to suspect is the path itself. So very, very nicely done.
Yeah, that was one of those good opportunities to do it with a book in hand. I feel like book bugs are a little suspicious, just because you're like, well, they're holding a book. They couldn't bug, right? But obviously you can from that side.
Yeah, so in this game we did see a successful microfilm, which worked out. And so here's where we were really on edge in this game. You got your flirt up to 34%, but it seems like you made the decision that you weren't going to be able to finish it, and you went for inspects instead. Can you let us know what you were thinking?
Yeah, I was running low on time, and for some reason, my ability to hit greens on flirts have been really, really difficult this season. I've had a lot of issues hitting greens on flirts, more than anything else, I feel. Now, that's just, I've got no data on that. It's just how I feel. So I just don't have any game. So at that point, I went to, I think I was going to go flirt. Noticed my ST was busy, so I was like, well, let's go ahead and get half of inspect and potentially finish up flirt. I think after that I had difficulty once again meeting up with the ST. So with about 40 seconds left, I said, well, let's finish inspects and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think that was really good play to leave yourself options there. I mean, if you didn't go for the second inspect, you probably weren't going to get shot for it, which is exactly what I was saying. But Para correctly brought up that it does give you options, and the flirt just never happened.
Also, I'm watching. My stream's a little behind, but I'm that path into that first inspect.
Oh, did you notice? Did you notice I was playing that?
Yeah, I was just about to say that there was a little bit of a weave there.
Yeah, I accidentally hit. I was like pressing W, and I accidentally hit A, and I was like, "Oh crap, that's not the way I want to go."
All right, and then on our next gallery game, this is the one where NinjaFairy, I believe it's the last gallery game, and NinjaFairy just got shot for playing a very aggressive game. Let's actually just take a moment to watch this one again from the beginning, because it's actually kind of beautiful. NinjaFairy, let us know as I'm narrating at what points you were seeing each of these things. So NinjaFairy immediately enters next to the seduction target, does an instant talk, and then immediately leaves.
Yeah, I didn't really catch that. I was too busy statuing, watching Amba.
And then NinjaFairy picks up the briefcase here, and so starts walking towards the ambassador, doesn't seem to realize that the ambassador is at a bookshelf and that they have to stop, and goes all the way to the ambassador. Were you noticing that?
Yes, I noticed when he got to the Amba, I was like, there's no reason for someone to be right there with the briefcase. I didn't really catch it till he got real close to the Amba. So if he would have stopped before he got to the back CC, I probably would have gone unnoticed.
And then he puts the briefcase down and immediately goes to be the third at bookshelf and bugs at the same time. So you can see where my priorities are at as a Spy Party player, because before I said, oh, Salmon bugged, I said, oh, Salmon is the third at bookshelves now. But which of the two did you notice first?
I did not see the bug. The bug was not visible from sniper cam, just because of the crowd and just the largeness of Taft. But it was a good assumption that bug happened. 3 at bookcase. I also noticed it was a super quick pull. So I was like, that's a spy trying to get a print. I sat there on it for a little bit. I thought about it. I said, this is kind of a risky shot, but let's go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, Ninja
That
Fairy
ended
tried
up
an
being
aggressive.
correct.
Go ahead.
Nothing.
Oh, that's all. Okay, cool. And so that brings us through the set. Really, really well played. I would say the strengths of your play here, you chose really good times to purloin, really good times to bug, and you kept your options open, not just in the gallery game where you gave yourself inspects in case Flirt didn't finish, but also that one ballroom game where you had half a microfilm at the start and chose not to finish with it. And I think you showed a really, really good attention to the party to decide. You were at books so many times. You started 3 times at a bookshelf with your seduction target. The first time on Ballroom, you didn't microfilm, you didn't take the book because the party was on your side. It would have been seen. The second time, you did take the microfilm, but you didn't let it lock you into that. And then on Gallery, you did leave with the book once, and you successfully finished a direct transfer when you were Oprah on Gallery. And then, of course, the other time, Twin on Gallery, where you took a book but decided not to bring it back. So I think you've shown that you're a player who is really good at not only keeping your options open, but knowing which option to go with at any time. And I think that was really, really nice to see.
Yeah, thank you. There's a couple things I would want to bring up. That microfilm you were talking about on Ballroom. Oh boy, it was a red. I was shaking.
Oh,
when that
yeah.
happened.
It was surprisingly hard to see, honestly, from the sniper view.
Let's take a look
Ballroom
at
is
that.
so crowded.
Yeah, I didn't. So I went on sniper view at the time when it was happening, preemptively, so that we could see if it was visible. And my impression at the time was that it wasn't super easy to see. Let's take a look at it again from sniper view here. Yeah, NinjaFairy is just moving around a lot. You're constantly behind the pillar. And so I'm just really not seeing the beginning of that animation because of the movement that's happening. Let's just look at it actually in slow motion here from sniper side. As the red test begins, NinjaFairy is moving around and the angle on you just becomes really hard to see because you're behind pillars and you're behind Seek and Irish. We're not seeing it here, and then as we pan back, it is possible to see the end of it because it takes forever. But the fact that NinjaFairy's moving the laser around implies to me that that's just not what they're looking at. They're probably looking at Toby at the time, while also making sure to keep an eye on the ambassador because Wheels is entering right next to them. And so if you're keeping an eye on the bug, you really should be watching Wheels there and also just seeing where Toby is landing. And so Sniper's attention was just elsewhere. Am I still on chat, or have I just been talking for so long with no one else? Okay.
I forgot to unmute.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
good.
microphone,
So there was something.
Yeah, that microfilm, why I did it was mainly because of how the party was. Amba on the other side. Toby was kind of on my side, but I don't think he was until towards the end. But yeah, and I think this might also be the game where I swapped. I think that swap was a absolute accident.
Really? Well, you swapped? No, I think it was your first game where you swapped.
Yeah, the swap on my first game. I went there to inspect and get a fingerprint. Apparently, I went to the wrong statue. It was not a fingerprintable statue. So when I quickly fingerprint, it was swap, and I was like, "Oh crap! Let's just go BB real quick. Let's get this over with."
I was surprised by the swap. It seemed really ballsy because there were 3 of the same statue at that side, so it looked like it'd be really visible. But the rush ended up working to your favor.
Yeah, the fingerprint was on the middle statue here. And you went to the right one. The wrong one. Haha. Alright, do you have anything else you would like us to know, ZeroDoom? And NinjaFairy is in chat now. Well played, NinjaFairy. I really loved the attempt at the rush on Gallery there, and very good job with the spy win on Ballroom as well, getting a really nice bug in at the end. And it looked like on your second Ballroom game, NinjaFairy, that you were sort of learning from the mistakes of the first one, and you played a really clean game where you just you didn't get a lot of attention for yourself, and you chose really good spots to just go for the inspects and then just get a bug at the end while ZeroDoom was distracted. It was a really clean game and a good win. Do you have anything you'd like me to say on the record about that set before we sign off? And anything else from you, ZeroDoom, as well, if you're not muted?
I don't have really anything else I want to point out. I think we covered all the things. I did want to mention the accidental swap and the red test microfilm because I like to point out my mistakes. So.
Awesome. Well, more correct plays than mistakes this time. So, good job. Thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to Paratroopa for being my co-caster tonight. And thank you, ZeroDoom and NinjaFairy, for letting us cast you and being such good sports about it. It was a very fun match to watch.
Thank you, Dells. Your casts are great as usual, and keep them up, man. Thanks.
Thanks. And so if you just scroll down, we have a nice new button for the casting schedule. All live cast matches are officially on the SCL calendar, double-colored blue and teal. And if you click the link below, it just gives you a list specifically of all matches being cast, whether it's by myself, T-Flame, or Renmilia, or anyone else. And so upcoming matches, we have Friday afternoon match between... I don't remember. Match between, I believe, Human Kirby and Quicklime. And then Sunday morning, this is the one I'm really excited about. We have ZeroDoom versus Iggy the Grifter in their final match in Copper Division to determine which of them will get first place and which of them will get second. In both cases, possibly tying with Max Edward Snacks. So that's going to be really, really, really exciting. It is early in the morning, but I'm setting an alarm, and I hope others do as well. All right.
I'm very scared for that one, but it should be a fun one.
Cool. Have a good evening, everyone.
Good night.